Periods. Yes, I said that very word. The word which is a taboo, which is considered something as a stigma in our society. What women go through every month regularly, but we are still either ashamed to talk about it or are uncomfortable talking about it in a social setting. However, just brushing the subject under the carpet doesn't take away its challenges and what women have to go through physically, biologically, emotionally because of that is something that we cannot and we should not ignore. And there are women who have brought this subject at the forefront, talked about it in open forums, and have immensely helped women who may have been in very marginalized areas, women who are in tribal areas, women who are in jails, in urban slums whose needs are not only addressed by her but are also providing some very welcome with me on her stories, Rajasi Kulkarni. Hi Rajasi, welcome to her stories.
Hi Richa, how are you doing?
I'm good. Rajasi, I have seen your work a lot. You have taken your work around menstrual health management and sexual and reproductive health rights across national and international platform and have garnered a lot of appreciation for that. And I have seen that what you are talking about, you are bringing this subject so openly into forums where not only you are trying to sensitize women, but also men to understand what is it that a woman goes through during these days. And even during the time of the pandemic, you have continued your work. So before we talk about what are you doing currently, I'd like to know what prompted you to take upon this field of work and the extensive research that you have done on this.
Okay, so yeah, in 2013, I moved to Chhattisgarh, a very small place in Chhattisgarh. So it was in Dantewada district. So there I was supposed to do a fellowship for 1 year, and I was supposed to work with students of first to eighth standard, and we were supposed to also like live 24/7 with them, like not only teaching but talking to them about health, taking care of the nutrition. So many aspects were taken care of at that fellowship. So that was the time I came to know that how privileged I was, and I had the opportunity to speak with my mothers, but the children living in hostels don't have this opportunity to talk with anyone. And since this is a taboo topic, so teachers or the caretakers also don't talk to them about this. So that is how I started talking about it, and talking to girls first, questioning my own beliefs, and then I started getting good response when I started talking about it to different forums. Initially, it was very slow, but then it just gained momentum, and now I'm continuing to work on even in pandemic.
That's lovely. So, Rajasi, what kind of challenges you may have gone through at that time, if you'd like to share a little about that? Like, was it easy to reach out to women? Of course, there could have been if there are adolescent girls or women in tribal areas. Was it easy for them to open up and talk to you?
Actually, when I started working, there was not much awareness about this topic. In fact, right now, like I would give a lot of credit to the movie Padman because it opened the topic to different people. Like people started talking about it because of that. And so at that time, there were very few organizations who were working on this topic. So there was really less material to refer or less people to interact with. And also was since I was in rural areas, I could not even Google people and talk to them at that time. So that was one thing. And another challenge was convincing my staff, the school staff, that this topic needs to be addressed and it's equally important, just like studies. So yeah, and also like not just staff but also like district administration, because they thought this is not very
And
important.
including, yeah, and including it in the curriculum, if you may suggest.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because in
people
one of
understood
your
its limitation.
presentations, sorry, in one of your present, I think some connectivity, in one of your presentations, I saw that there are over 5,000 code words that are existing when people want to talk about their menstrual cycle or the periods, like Bloody Mary and Leak Week. And if this is being addressed, then I'm sure you must have had to break through the clutter, to make your work come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And also like a lot of decision makers are males, so it becomes difficult to convince them how important this topic is, and how people feel differently in those 4 days of a month. So yeah, it is a challenge, but less challenging than before. It's good now.
So, during the pandemic, what is your work like? You may not be able to take personal sessions, and I believe you have been indulging into a lot of online sessions. But what is it that still is being done for women who may not have that kind of access to technology that other privileged or well-to-do families women may have? So, how are you reaching out to them, and what is your work like these days?
Yeah. So actually, personally, I'm not able to reach all of people. That's the challenge I'm facing. But I am trying to create online content like YouTube videos on how to take care during periods, then how to make your own cloth pads using cotton cloth available at home. Then I am also trying to do online sessions. It could be one to one or it could be Zoom call of few people. So, and also collaborating with different people to do this. But with marginalized community, I am really trying, but it's so difficult to connect with them. So, but though I am not working with them right now, but there are many other organizations who are trying to conduct awareness with these people, like how to take care of themselves even during pandemic, in during periods. And also some of them are giving away disposable or reusable menstrual products. So yeah, it's very interesting to see that. Uh, and also again, as I told you, that a lot of decision makers are male, so sometimes it becomes difficult that this is a necessary product. When you give out ration, this is also important product which you need to think of. Yeah.
So I just like this opportunity right now to spread this word around that anyone who's watching this video, any woman in some good household or any organization that comes across this, please make sure or try within your capacity to spread this message to women who are not able to have access or who may not have access to the right kind of sanitary napkins, that they can make their own napkins at home. And there are online classes and there are online tutorials that Rajasi is taking to spread this awareness that very eco-friendly, hygienic, and organically made napkins can be done at home as well. And if people have their housemaids or some women who may not have access to technology, other women could facilitate this and take this message forward.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Rajasi, in case if you have any issues coming up, do you talk to women, or do you have any cases coming up to you where they are sharing some challenges that they are going through during the pandemic?
Yes, I'm part of a lot of groups where we discuss menstruation. So there are some women who, like some shared in the group, some messaged me personally saying that their periods are getting affected, like they are getting irregular in this lockdown period, especially because so so we just try to talk like what is bothering them, and so we just thought like people who were experiencing a lot of anxiety, and they may or may not be expressing it properly. So and of course it's a everyone doesn't have opportunity to express themselves well and get to share all their issues and anxieties. So these people who were experiencing anxiety a lot, they had irregular periods, like they were having shorter cycles, like they were getting periods twice a month, or periods were getting delayed. So these are the things some people are facing, and yeah, so this is what we are hearing from people, and some people are also experiencing severe mood swings or severe cramps. So yeah, anxiety is like, I don't know if there is research on this, but yeah, there is some relation that is happening, that anxiety is causing it in some way. So yeah, it's a concern, and I'm trying to talk to women about it, um, and yeah, so we are just discussing what they could do in such times. So we are discussing how they can calm themselves down, or how to maintain a routine so that they get less anxious and things get become less unpredictable for them. Yeah,
So,
so we
if
are
you have to
discussing.
suggest a few measures, actually proper solutions, that's if there are higher anxiety levels which are impacting the menstrual cycle, what are some of those things that can be done on a regular basis to just keep themselves calmer and have a healthier lifestyle?
So there are just really small things they can work on. One thing is that is helping me personally is making a routine. So like though our routines have gone for a toss in this lockdown period, you can make these routines like what time you eat. Just make it a routine, like you follow those times, whatever it could be. Just make sure that you eat every day on that same time. Then you could make a prepare a timetable for a week, like a diet plan. It could be like you will make this sabzi this day, you will make this that day. Anything it could be, like you want to eat pasta, you can keep pasta for one day, then next day you can cook this. So if you meal plan these meals, so you don't have to keep thinking like what you have to make later. So if you have this plan for a week, it just keeps you very clear, and this you there is one worry less. That's what I feel, because now people are at home and they're like cooking constantly. So this could be something where they can plan for themselves. They could go for one pot meals. So this is about cooking, but as mentioned, that they could have a routine for themselves and just think of taking out some time for themselves. And if things are getting worse for them, they could obviously like they can seek help from their friends, or there are also mental health professionals these days who are offering their services online, so they can take their help as well if anxiety is getting worse. So yeah, they can talk to them and see what helps in the anxiety. And apart from that, for menstruation, I would suggest they can also do some sort of like take out just few minutes from their day and do some yoga, which can help them work on their breathing if they could. So just like just 15-20 minutes also, if they work on themselves, it's going to help them. If they can take out half an hour, 45 minutes, that's great. But if they cannot take out that time, they can work on these things. Just try to pursue some hobby, could be that could be. So yeah, like personally, I like this drawing thing. Like one night I was not able to sleep, so this I learned this mandala making from a friend a year ago, and that really helped me calm and made me sleep. So yeah, it could be any hobby which makes you feel good and calm. So yeah, we need to invest in our health. and especially people who are like taking care of their parents and their children. So yeah, for them anxiety levels are much more compared to person who doesn't have children, or they are living on their own. So yeah, it's like it's different. So yeah, we need to
Yeah, you're
invest in
right.
our health. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be maybe you're overloaded with work, or maybe your just work-life balance is gone for a toss because we are following our own routine. But thank you for suggesting some simple solutions. Though we may all know it, but just to hear it and get it reinforced again, that make a routine for yourself, eat at fixed time, eat healthy, nutritious food, take out time for some yogic exercises, and all of this will implicitly bring down the anxiety level. And
Yeah.
I also want to reiterate at this point that anyone who is finding it hard to afford or has not got any access to getting sanitary napkins from the market can always make their own at home. And this is a very simple procedure. I'm repeating this because this can come in very handy in cases of women who are not able to afford the sanitary napkins from outside. And the details around how it could be made and some of those links that can make you reach out to Rajasi will be shared at the end of this video. And I hope that this message goes across that maintaining that hygiene and keeping yourselves healthy is very, very essential. So, Rajasi, as we conclude this, may I ask you that you have been working very extensively around this area. You may have absorbed a lot of problems that women have gone through. What are some of those things that keep you motivated? What are some of the, of course, mandala art you mentioned? But besides that, on a regular basis, what does Rajasi do to keep herself so motivated and upbeat?
Actually, there are a lot of things happening around, and so like there are so I feel that it's so good to have a group of people who are working on it. I'm part of lots of WhatsApp groups, as I mentioned. So yeah, so there are a lot of collaborations that are happening. That's one thing. And also what keeps me mostly going is people asking queries, and then that makes me want to write something or make some content, or do a session. So yeah, so these queries from people and these collaborations are something which I really look forward to.
Okay, that's great. That's yeah. So, Rajasi, thank you very much for making time for this. And I hope this has benefited a lot of viewers and people do find meaning in making their own cloth pads at home and keeping themselves healthy and safe, because your reproductive health is extremely important. And especially at this time of pandemic when you have a lot of anxiety happening due to a number of reasons, how can we keep our health cells healthy? Only then can the family stay safe as well. Thanks a lot for being
Yeah.
with us, Rajasi.
Thank you, Richa.
Thank
It
you.
was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Rajasi. Thank you.
Okay.